What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be going over all the solves at my most recent competition and what I think I need to work on in order to be ready for Worlds in 2 weeks.
Ready.
So this is the first scramble. There's a lot of blocks on this scramble. There's a 3-move layer here. To this alright case, you can do Saros from this angle, and that's a pretty good solution. But what I ended up going for is on orange. There's a 4-move layer like this into this 2-sledge case. And my execution was a bit slow, like my TPS, but I'm overall happy because I got a good time on the scramble still.
Ready.
So this is the second scramble. There are a lot of blocks on this scramble. What I ended up looking at first and what I went for was here on orange. You can do 1, 2, 3 and then solve this corner. And technically you can do it like this, but I don't think I thought to do that during the round. So what I did was just this, regrip to this, and then you're left with this really nice case. But I messed up the execution of the alg pretty bad, so I got a 2.6 on that. Overall, I'm happy with the solution, but my execution was really bad, like my TPS and being able to keep myself together under comp pressure. So that's definitely something I need to work on.
Ready. Delegate 18. 8 seconds. Hi.
Hi. Do they take their bubble?
If you didn't make the cutoff, I actually think that we would last the cutoff.
So this is the third scramble. There are a lot of bars on this scramble, but the one that stands out is here on orange. There's a 4-move layer like this into this really, really nice case. But the problem with this is, for some reason in comp, when I did this, I didn't think to one-look this 3 moves. I just thought to one-look the 4-move layer here. So I got this case after, which was an oversight by me. I should have looked further and tried to one-look this pattern because it's actually even easier, since here the center is just moving a triple sledge. But anyways, so I traced to this case, which the alg for this case goes like that. However, the inverse alg does the same thing to the cube, and it goes like this. So what that means that we can do here is we can go 1, 2, and then from here we can cancel into the inverse alg, which is an alright solution, but the only problem is, first of all, I missed a much better solution there with the 4-move layer, and second of all, I wasn't too confident with this alternate alg at the time, so it took me a second to figure out the moves, which is just a confidence in my solution thing. So from this scramble, what I need to work on is I need to look further for better solutions and try and one-look more layers in inspection, and I need to get my execution of my all algs down better.
Thank you.
Oh, 8 seconds.
So this is the fourth scramble, and here there's this giant block, which is what I looked at first, and I saw that this can be inserted in 2 moves, but I for some reason assumed that this corner faced this way instead, probably just being nervous in competition. So I thought I had solved the layer in 3 moves like this, and I one-looked it to this case, if you see the resemblance, which is a really nice case. So, wait, not like that. Anyways, so I just did that solution, and of course the cube wasn't solved. There was pure peanut on the bottom, so I had to rotate and solve that, and I had to even realize that it was there first, so that was why this time was so bad. Had I noticed that this was a bad layer, I would have looked on blue maybe, and seen this 3-mover to this really nice EG2, and that would have been a better time. But yeah, I'm ready.
Nice. 8 seconds.
What kind of idiot scrambled this?
12 seconds.
So this is the 5th scramble. By this point, the average was already pretty dead, so I didn't really care. You can see I was like joking around in inspection because it was a bad scramble. I was like, oh, what kind of idiot scrambled this, right? And I was just kind of messing around because the average was already dead. What I ended up going for here was on orange. You can do like a lot of moves like that into a pretty good peanut swirl case, but I locked it up pretty bad, so it was a 3. So overall, this average, I think I did a lot of turning mistakes and a lot of inspection mistakes, so I'm gonna work on those 2 things based on this. Now let's get into my second round average. So this is the first solve. I was actually given scramble 2 on solve 1, so this is scramble 2. And what I look at first is this, but it gives a pretty bad case. It's just awkward. So what I ended up doing was here on yellow, you can do this layer into this nice spammy case. And I don't really know because I couldn't see the scramble. I think the reason this solve wasn't great was just because I couldn't find a good solution, and also my turning was just slightly worse because of comp nerves. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the execution on this solve. I think I couldn't really see it, but I think my solution was the main problem.
Jordan Rios, number 8.
So this is the second solve. This scramble was an E1 because I was given the duplicate again after, right? So, which is really unfortunate since scramble 1 was a 2-move EG2, so I never got to try that. But here on this scramble, there's a 3-move orange EG2 like that, and it gives this really nice case. And if you notice, it also does a half cancel here. So that's like a really, really nice solution, but my turning was quite off during this solve. Like I locked up quite a bit, so that was my main problem here. That's why it was a 2.3. I'm ready.
Lock Noah, 15.
So this is the third scramble. Right away, there are a lot of options, right? With this giant block, you can do this into this really nice case. You can do the mirror of that, or you can come here and do this, which is what I ended up doing. And once you're here, you can do this alg to solve it, right? This one. And I think a better alg here that I don't know if I knew at the time is this one from this angle. So the full solution would be something like, but even though I didn't find that alg, I did the standard one, right, this, and it would have still been a very good time, but I IQ dropped, so that's why it was a 3+. There are no PR singles after this one. Still best solid. Okay. So this is the 5th scramble. If you saw in the video, I was kind of joking around beforehand that like since the average was already gone, that I was gonna try and get a PR single. And then I saw the scramble and I was like, there are no PR singles happening on this, because this scramble is pretty bad. There's only one block, so what you do is you solve this, and then you can solve these two like this, but it gives a bad case, so instead you solve them like this. And then from here I do this alg. And yeah, so I'm actually really happy with the execution of that in comp, because it was a pretty long solution, but I was able to execute it well. So that was the last solve of the second round. So now I'm going to talk more about what overall I have to take away from these solves and how I'm going to practice better in the future. So my main takeaways from this comp are that my official turning is slower and lockier than it should be, and that I need to practice my turning more. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to drill algs a lot. I don't usually drill algs at all, so that's going to be kind of a new thing for me. I'm also going to do more comp sims, which will help me practice better turning under pressure. Another weakness that I noticed that I had on a few solves was that I did not look for a better solution that was there on the scramble. And so what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to start to do more practice solves with inspection time, so that I can get used to the 15-second limit, so I can find all the good solutions within that time, as well as making myself wait till 12 seconds, so that I don't under-inspect and only look for one solution when there could be a better one out there. So I hope with these together that I'll be able to do really well at Worlds, and I'll probably be uploading some of these practice methods that I do in some form to this channel, and I'll do like a little Road to Worlds series or something, so that'll be fun. And check that out, and if you're going to be at Worlds, then I'll see you there.